your book sounds really interesting, and you have experience writing a book, so that probably is helping you with writing this book. So I'm curious to, I've never interviewed you before, so I'm curious to know, why are you writing a book about emotional abuse?
Okay, so the first book I wrote, called Finding Lily, it just fell out. It was so easy to write. It was a story of abuse that happened 20 something years before. And it was me picking all the pieces up and understanding. But what actually I sort of knew, but I didn't know that it was actually happening in my life at that particular point. So I was going through the breakup, or I wrote it as I was going through the breakup, but I didn't know I was going through the discard stage of the relationship. But I did. It's really odd. I knew, but I didn't know. So I didn't know the terminology. And I came out of that relationship and I was like, it was so painful. I've never experienced anything like it that I had when I was sort of 18. But going through and doing the healing and understanding what was going on, it took me down a route that I didn't expect to go down. And I found this terminology, the jargon of, and it would just open my world up. It was just quite... it's a really dark subject. People say, but it actually, for people that are coming out of this type of relationship, they're completely confused, broken, don't understand what's happened. It sort of gives you the closure that you need, that you're never going to get from the abuser. So the A to Z is the jargon, I suppose, the words that you're going to come across as you're trying to understand, or you might come across as you're trying to understand what happened, and an explanation of what they mean, and what I'm writing into it at the moment is, stories behind it, what it might feel like, what it might look like, what it might sound like, for each and every one. I haven't got... Well, I've had to then go now and find odd ones, like the X and Z are really hard words to find. So I've had to sort of play around with crazy, and a crazy X and crazy. I can't think what Z was now, but crazy is definitely in there. But it was just to help. As much to help with the healing, it's the understanding, and it's that closure that you never ever are going to get, because the emotional abuse, the abuser actually is still wanting this power and control, and they're never going to hand that back if it doesn't suit them, because they still feel powerful when you're in pain, and they have this control over you.